Another Democrat at the state capitol is bailing on their job right after re-election. Senator Janet Buckner from Aurora is resigning, says she wants to prioritize her family and her health. She follows Senator Chris Hansen of Denver out the revolving door, which is then going to spin in a hand-picked replacement from party insiders. Even defenders of this process tell politics guy Marshall Zellinger this isn't working.
I agree, the very best decision makers to choose the representatives have to be the voters.
And yet, in January, 1 in 5 Colorado state lawmakers will have entered the building at some point in their career not by voters, but by being appointed by a vacancy committee. Today, Democratic State Senator Janet Buckner announced she will resign in January. She won re-election 2 weeks ago. So did Democratic State Senator Chris Hansen, who will also leave in January. Both seats will be filled by a small group of Democratic Party leaders, made up of, well, here's Democratic Party Chair Shad Murib's best explanation.
So a vacancy committee is chosen by any member of a political party that shows up to its party's reorganization, which happens every 2 years. They can get elected to be a chair, a vice chair, or a secretary of each Senate district or House district. You can also be elected as a precinct organizer, and those folks are also included in the vacancy committee, as well as elected officials within that jurisdiction.
The short version of that is not voters, just really engaged party leaders. Colorado is one of 5 states that uses vacancy committees to appoint replacements for state lawmakers who resign. Half of the country conducts special elections. No state does what Democratic State Representative Bob Marshall wants to do: prevent whoever is appointed from running in that district's next election.
So whoever is appointed into that, no, they would not be able to run in 26. But they would be able to run in 28 for that next election.
He tried that bill earlier this year, which went nowhere. And if he gets it through the legislature, voters would have to approve it too. In the meantime, Murib is trying to push back on concerns that vacancy committees simply fill a lawmaker's vacant seat with whoever that lawmaker wanted to take over.
So long as I'm chair, we are going to work to make sure that there is never a situation in which people can use this process to either rig or otherwise try to make the process work for their chosen successor.
I haven't even mentioned the Republican side of this, because there is a Republican state senator, Kevin Van Winkle, who will have a vacant seat when he submits his resignation letter at some point, because he just got elected to the Douglas County Commissioners. Can't have both jobs at the same time. He's leaving, although he had half of his term served, and he's leaving with 2 years left, a little different than getting reelected and then saying, peace out, with 4 years.
It's the right after re-election thing, right? I mean, I think people understand things come up in the middle of terms. People have health issues. Their families have health issues. But I think what steams people's beans is when you say, please re-elect me, and then like a week or two later, you're like, JK, I'm out.
Right. I've talked with Shad and others about this. Like in these 2 cases with Hansen and with Buckner, could they have told voters along the way, look, I do have other priorities. If you elect me, maybe I won't be there. Like, could you be transparent? Or I'm trying to get a job in the La Plata CEO, like that kind of transparency. Or would that, I guess you could argue, I don't have another job. I don't have nothing else yet. Until I do, I'm just going to keep going forward. So it's a little, because you're a public leader being elected, I think the rules are slightly different where it's like, look, if you're really not going to be there, just tell us.
Yeah. You tell me if you were looking for another job, right?
Is this a public opportunity here?
That's not a yes or a no. I would tell you for the record. Thank you, Marshall.